What's rarer, coins or paper, right? It's not one of those rock, scissors type games. It's just two forms of legal tender currency, right? Coins and then currency. Currency is meant to be used and then destroyed and then collected, obviously. But it's meant to last 9 months, where coins are meant to last 50 plus years. Well, tonight, we have a certified uncirculated last. And this one, special. You're looking at the last large size currency. Now today, we have what we call the smallbacks, right? Small size currency. That was introduced in 1928. Whether it's a silver certificate, a legal tender note, or the greenbacks we have today, all of them were the same size. This is the last of the jumbo notes. The 1923 George Washington. Now, the silver certificates were not introduced in 1878 with the first silver certificates. Those are the larger size notes. The $1 wasn't introduced till much later. There are only 4 large size $1 silver certificates. And you know it's a $1 because those beautiful blue seals on the obverse of the note. This one, look at how crisp it is. You can even see, after 100 years, the threads that were originally put into this note. That tells you how special it is. These are gorgeous, uncirculated 64s. 64s, everybody. Now, the first silver certificate, go figure the bookends. The first ever silver certificate, $1, was Martha Washington in the late 1800s. Then it went to the Educational Series in 1896, the Lincoln and Grant or Black Eagle in 1899, and this is the last of its kind. The last of its kind, the George Washington. So now we have George on a quarter. We still have him on the $1 bill, but this is the last large note he was ever on. And it's silver. Ready for the numbers? This one? Wow. Right? There are less than 3,500 notes known in the world today, certified as 64 or higher. Think about that. Certified as 64 or higher. Uncirculated notes. Our competition has a 64. And they are north of $700. 700 and change. We are less than half, and ours are certified beauties here tonight. Gorgeous notes. Great looking color. To be a 64, it has to be centered properly, right? Everything has to be there to make it work. And tonight we have it. So again, the story of currency comes after the Civil War, right? We become accustomed to other forms of transaction and commerce because the Civil War kind of shrunk everything. And paper money becomes more of a national theme now because of all the broken banks and so forth. The U.S. Treasury takes it over. So now we have paper money and we have coinage. Coinage rules, right? We're coin collectors by heart. But the rarest form of money is actually the paper. And you're looking at it. Because again, when's the last time you've seen a silver certificate from 1957? The last small size that was gorgeous. Right? You don't see those that often anymore. Well, part of it's this. And here's the storyline. In 1963, late in the year, the government recalled all silver coinage and silver certificates. The coins obviously were sent off, but the notes were destroyed. But that's just mostly the small size paper. Because back in 1928, when they introduced small size currency for the first time, what did they do? They told us to bring our large currency in so they could destroy it, and then they would issue us and bring us the smaller silver note. And if they did that, they didn't have to add more silver to the reserve because they're taking an old note, destroying it, making a new note, making it flow. Well, a lot of people listened to that. But on the other side, the banks were tied to bringing them to the Fed. So if you brought in your funds to the bank, made a deposit, and you used a large certificate, they didn't set it aside, they destroyed it. They sent it to the Fed destroyed it. So surviving now 100 years, think about that. We're 100 years later, and we're able to look back at this. How special is that? But I love it because of one thing, the quality. You very rarely see these notes uncirculated, period. We had some beautiful notes recently that sold out. These are certified 64s. Again, the currency scale that PCGS uses is the 70, which is the same as the coin scale for 70s, which means these are 64s, like a 64 Morgan dollar, or in this case, a 64 peace dollar, which is what this would have been traded in for. It is great stuff. Great stuff. And tonight, priced perfectly. $349.95 when our closest competitors double us and then some. And all the common ground is this: we at least have the note because nobody else does. In the world today, after how many decades of currency being certified by NGC and PCGS, and there's only 3,500 known, 64 or higher? If this was a silver eagle today, think about what that would be worth. And those are the ones we're making right now. Those are the ones we've made since 1986. This is 100 years ago. Guys, we got to put a 30-second clock up. Down to single digits. I didn't have that many to start. Again, the big blue seal. And it says right over there on the seal on the left, you're going to see here in a second, payable to $1 in silver. Pretty cool, huh? These are a relic of the past, something to treasure, and something excessively rare. Excessively rare. And tonight, a crazy price. Join me, everybody. Phones are very busy. Remember, avccoins.com is there to help, and it can do you a help right now. Trust me, it's jammed up.